The consumption of alcohol is very apparent on college campuses. Research has shown college students are consuming alcoholic beverages excessively during a short period of time, also known as binge drinking. More research shows that many factors influence college drinking, such as ethnicity, gender, residency, and how affordable the alcohol is, and if one is a part of an organization such as Greek life or athletics. There have been many studies conducted on college students drinking, and the purpose of my study is to compare and contrast the results to the study already conducted. My research study investigates college students' alcohol consumption. Binge drinking is defined as consuming 5 or more alcoholic beverages within a short period for men or 4 or more drinks for women. Binge drinking is a very common practice among college students. One thing I wanted to find in the study is to see how common binge drinking is among college students, and does this lead to other behavioral problems. College students binge drinking is a nationwide problem, and research shows the negative effects of how it leads to poor academics, memory loss, and personal injuries. Many unintentional injuries, deaths, have been caused due to over excessive drinking among college students. Studying college students' alcohol consumption will help further the understanding of college drinking. Past studies show about 25% of college students report academic consequences of their drinking, including missing class, falling behind in class, doing poorly on papers and exams, and receiving lower grades overall. One particular article, Trends in College Binge Drinking During a Period of Increased Prevention Efforts, a Harvard School of Public Health college alcohol study, results show students who binge 1 or 2 times during a 2 week period are roughly 3 times as likely as non binge drinkers to get behind in schoolwork. Another finding from past studies show that excessive alcohol consumption has a direct relationship to college students' GPA. In the article, The Role of Positive Alcohol Expectancies in Underage Binge Drinking Among College Students, research has found students with a grade point average of an A had fewer drinking occurrences, whereas students with a C or lower had the most frequent occurrences. The study also showed that college students who reported estimating their GPA as B, C, or D reported the highest rates of binge drinking. Studies have proven male and female college students who have social anxiety are more prone to experience alcohol-related consequences such as missing class, experiencing hangovers, memory loss, injuries, and legal problems. I also conducted my research on this topic because it is a nationwide problem, with college students dying from excessive drinking or binge drinking, which is the correct terminology for it. Studies show for both men and women, more than 1,800 college students between the ages of 18 and 24 die each year from alcohol-related unintentional injuries, including motor vehicles crashes. Research also proves that roughly 2.7 million college students between the ages of 18 and 24 drive under the influence of alcohol each year. Other negative consequences of binge drinking is it leads to thousands of hospitalizations a year. According to the article, Excessive Alcohol Consumption and Related Consequences Among College Students, in a total, nearly 30,000 young people in the age group of 18 to 24, more males, 19,847 than females. 9,525 were hospitalized for alcohol overdoses with no other drug involved in 2008. I wouldn't be surprised if this number has risen. Research on the subject is important because if studies weren't conducted on college drinking, people would continue to be uninformed and about its negative consequences. Informing college students on the issue could prevent some from not drinking at all or to not engage in binge drinking. The methodological design used to collect data on the research question of college students' alcohol consumption was a survey. Survey research is based on reports individuals give on their ideas or others' attitudes, beliefs, emotions, behaviors, or demographic characteristics. The software used to create the survey was Qualtrics, which allowed me to build questionnaires to gather information. The questions were closed formatted, which made the data easier to analyze because open-ended questions are harder to code and can lead to greater problems with consistency as a result. The questions ranged from multiple choices to a comment box where respondents could give feedback, to a Likert scale where participants were asked to indicate their level of agreement with a particular statement. Then the link to the survey was distributed to a random sampling of college students via Facebook. The survey link was also distributed to college students on an online discussion thread called Desire to Learn. The software call tracks presented various tools such as charts and graphs to analyze the participants' responses. The method chose for selecting the participants for the research study was a simple random sampling, which gave each person in the population an equal chance of being selected for the study, investigating college students' alcohol consumption. I use this method to reduce the potential of bias. The advantage of the simple random sampling method is it provides us with a sample that is highly representative of the population that had been studied. In order to gain valid data, all participants in the study had to be college students, and the recruitment was done through Facebook and Desire to Learn. From there, the individual could click the link, which brought them to a survey. A informed consent was presented to all participants when the survey was open, telling the participants they will remain anonymous. Participants then were asked to choose their gender, ethnicity, and their year in school. A Likert scale multiple choice question then followed, asking participants how often and how much alcohol they consume in various forms: beer, wine, and liquor. I then asked participant Likert scale I sometimes question of some of the effects or consequences alcohol they may have experienced. The survey data indicated that 57 of the 58 total respondents agreed to participate in the study. The survey data indicated also the average college student who took the survey was male, which was 56%, to only 44% of females. Of these respondents, 18% of the college students responded they were athletes, and 80% said they were a part of Greek life, and 14% said other. There was a wide range of ethnicities, but the dominant ethnicity was Caucasian. 35% of the participants responded their GPA was 2.5. When participants were asked, how often do you usually consume beer, 40% of the 21 responded they consumed beer 2 to 3 times a week. When participants were asked, when you drink beer, how much on average do you usually drink at one time, 35% responded they consume more than 6 cans of beer. The data indicates a majority of the participants consume liquors such as whiskey, gin, vodka, mixed drinks, etc. once a week at 33%, and 2 to 3 times a week, 29% responded they engaged in that behavior. When participants were asked how many drinks on average do you usually drink at any one time, a majority responded 3 to 4 drinks, which was 35%, and 33% said over 6 drinks. Most participants agreed, which was 37%, they sometimes pass out due to drinking. Over half the participants either responded they agree or strongly agree that they sometimes experience memory loss due to drinking. When participants were asked if they sometimes drive, the majority responded they strongly disagree at 58%, and 14% responded they agree. The data indicates that 40% of the participants responded they agree that they sometimes skip or miss class because of drinking, while 30% strongly disagree. When I did a t-test to find a significant correlation based on the probability less than or equal to 0.05, the data indicates that there is a strong negative correlation between gender and how often one usually consumes beer. It also indicates there is a correlation between gender and how much beer one drinks at one time. There was also a strong positive correlation between gender and passing out due to drinking. There was also another strong positive correlation between gender and experiencing memory loss due to drinking. Another significant correlation was between how many drinks of liquor, and that's whiskey, gin, vodka, mixed drink, and experiencing memory loss due to drinking. So what does all this data mean? It means college students are still binge drinking. Also, gender plays a role in how much and how often an individual consumes alcohol. From the results, we can draw the conclusion that those who consume beer, liquor, and wine are likely to become violent. The results show that the more beer, liquor, wine one consumes, the more likely they are to skip or miss class. The data results also show that alcohol has a negative consequences on on a student's GPA, retaining information due to memory loss, and class attendance. Possible limitations of my research study, uh, of the validity of the study, is the sample of participants aren't representative of the population size because 80% are Caucasian. Since the population as a whole is not represented, the data is not generalizable. Another limitation was the short period that we had available for the participant to take the survey, causing such a small sample size. Also, for participants, reporting on their alcoholic consumption could be like a touchy topic, which can lead to participants underreporting how much or how often they consume alcohol. There were more males and female participants also in my study who took the survey, which could also affect the generalizability of the results. Just about every study has been conducted on college drinking, but not many have been studied on the effective ways to prevent college students from excessively drinking. With that being said, I feel like future research should focus on that area of the study.